Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and depending on the time zone where you're connecting with me. My name is remain Victor Olise, and I remain your project manager plug. Don't forget that we manage projects in the real estate industry, we manage projects in agriculture. Those are two thematic focus for the now. Today, very quickly, I'll be doing a very short piece on protecting your livestock, your crop from fire outbreaks during the drying season in Nigeria. Protecting your livestock, could be your birds, could be your cattle. Protecting your livestock, also your crops from fire outbreaks during the drying season farming in Nigeria. As we all know that the drying season is fast approaching, which also comes alongside Amathan. As such, we must realize one of the major disasters that has cost so many farmers a whole lot. So many farmers have paid so much. So many farmers have been sent packing because of fire outbreak. And so if we ask questions, where are these fire outbreaks coming out from? Are these fire outbreak natural disasters? Um, as far as we're concerned, at this point in time, we have never experienced a fire outbreak being natural disaster. That means the fire outbreak is actually being ignited by human being. And this is why we are saying that if that is the case, if you know you are a farmer, you have invested 1 naira in your farm, then that means you must value your farm at this point in time. So, with history over the past, we realize the fact that these fire outbreaks have been caused by hunters. Hunters, those men who look for animals in the farm, so they go from bush to bush, and then before you know, they set fire in the forest just because they want to chase out some animals that they want to kill. Hunters also bring about this fire outbreak. Also, the herdsmen, the herdsmen also contribute a whole lot in terms of setting up fires in our bushes. And I don't know if they don't realize that what they can see ahead of them is a farm, but trust me, they do that a lot. Number three are smokers. So for those people or your workers that smokes on the farm, some of them just light up the cigarette and they smoke the cigarette to an extent, and they just feel that this cigarette is almost over, and they just throw it down, forgetting about the fact that the grasses on the farm are now dried. And not just that, we are approaching the Harmattan season, and then before you know, the fire just escalates from there, and the end story is not palatable at all. Also, for charcoal producers also go to the forest, they set the forest on fire, hoping that at the end of the day, they can get one or two charcoal to harvest. So let's just note quickly that this outbreak have the history of leaving behind losses not only on properties, but also lives has been lost. Few weeks ago, I interacted with a couple that own a farm, a very large farm right here in Edo State, and it will interest you to know that about 20,000 hectares was set ablaze twice. The first one, the first fire that they experienced, to be honest, destroyed everything on the farm. All the crops, all the cash crop. They had ogbono on the farm, they had coconut on the farm, they have palm on the farm, they had plantain on the farm. Everything burnt down up to their processing unit where they were processing their products burnt down to their generator set, their mechano burnt down. So that these outbreaks have history, not just living properties aside, but also lives. So you imagine when you actually have a hut on the farm, and maybe their father is not around, just the mother and children, and then there's a fire outbreak. How many of the children would the mother have the strength to rescue when the fire is beyond control? So most times these fires are engineered by herdsmen. Of these four reasons, or these four attributes, how these fires are ignited, most times these fires are engineered by herdsmen to stimulate offshoot of pastures for their cows to feed on. So these herdsmen, out of those four attributes or the four factors that leads to this fire outbreak that are initially highlighted above, herdsmen contribute a whole lot. So what they do is they just visit anybody's farm, they set the fire ablaze. As soon as they set the fire ablaze, they have the mindset that in the next 2 months, there will be an offshoot for their cows to come and feed on. And in all sense of human, several investors in their numbers have committed suicide. Several investors in their numbers have committed suicide. Some have been paralyzed with stroke because of this act. Some had high blood pressure, and some ran out of capital. And you know what that means? This actually means that the assurance of achieving food security in Nigeria has been thwarted. Why? Because in the process, some died. Some couldn't face it. Like, seriously, I just had a loan of 3.5 million or 5 million naira to set up my farm, and then fire got to the farm. Before you know, the person commits suicide. Some, out of all the anxiety and every other factors, got paralyzed. Some had stroke. Some ran away and said, farming is not a lucrative business and I will not venture into it anymore. And all this leads to food insecurity. If you doubt me, come to Edo State currently as we speak and come and take a survey of the current prices of food commodities, and then you will run away. If all these that I've said are true, then what are the measures that we should put in place? What are the measures that we should put in place to ensure that these fire outbreaks are controlled? Number one, as a farmer, this is very important for you to identify that you must have a farm layout on your farm. A farm layout on your farm. So that a good farm should leave a driveway around the farm. So you have your farm right now. While you are designing your farm, you must factor out the farm layout. You must factor out the farm layout. And a good farmland should have a driveway around the farm, and it should constantly be maintained. So imagine that around your farm, there's a driveway that surrounds your farm. If anybody sets fire ablaze at the other side of your farm, it will not easily cross through the driveway and then find its way into your farm. Number two, clearing the bush around your farms. Let's identify this, that you are trying to do yourself good by helping the farmers who are around you and they have bushes close to your farm. Don't wait for them. Why? Because you know the amount you have invested in your farm. Clear the bushes that surround your farm. And for this to happen, you must keep fire line. You must keep fire line. You must weed and rake the line. Keep your farm clear from grasses, clear from weeds, and other debris that could easily ignite fire. Keep your farm free, away from debris, away from weeds, away from woods, and other debris that could easily ignite fire. This is very important. This factor I want to say out is very important. Construct fire traces around your farm. Construct fire traces around your farm to prevent the spread of fire. To prevent the spread of fire from surrounding the farms, from surrounding your farms. Number 3, install fire alarms. Yes, we have such gadgets known as fire alarms. Install fire alarms. Now, what this fire alarms does is that these fire alarms have the ability to attract smoke. Immediately it attracts the smoke. It gives you what? It gives you the ability to realize the fact that something is happening in your farm. That means emergency, and then before you know, you mobilize your workers, everybody at alert, and then they do the traces fully. And then number 4, keep an updated fire extinguishers on your farm. Keep an updated fire extinguisher on your farm. Don't forget that this farm is your business enterprise and you have invested a whole lot on your farm. Then why allow, probably because you want to invest the sum of 100,000 naira for fire extinguishers on your farm, why allow 100,000 naira deprive you of losing 10 million naira? I don't think that's a wise investment choice. So for your own good, keep an updated fire extinguishers on your farm. Also, realizes the fact that beekeepers can also ignite fires on your farm. Why? Because most times when they go to harvest their hives, they go with fire, and most of them do not quench the fire properly. So identify around your farm if there's a beekeeping farm on close to your farm. Ensure that you communicate to the person that please, each time you are done harvesting, ensure that you quench your fire properly. Let's not forget so quickly that we are currently in drying season and approaching the Harmattan. As such, that we cannot say, God forbid, the fire in one way or the other would not be ignited. That's not true. We're talking about reality. Because of the ignorance, the wickedness of so many people around you. And this is why you must be proactive and not reactive. You must be proactive to ensure that you safeguard yourself and also your farm. I'm doing this piece because I have witnessed the disaster that fire have caused several farmers. I'm doing this because I have interviewed 1 or 2 people whom fire have destroyed their farms, and I could feel their pain. And this is why I'm doing this piece this morning, to let you understand that you need to be proactive on your farm. Kindly run through the procedures I've given to you. And then if you need assistance, connect with us at Olinelvic Solutions. You can reach us on 070-6315-1558. I run over again, 070-6315-1558. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more beautiful updates on how we can grow successfully together. Thank you, and do have a lovely day ahead.